Hi, today we're going to talk about uploading documents. Documents are a key component of the product lakehouse. It's the way you bring information into the system. Now, what kind of documents can you upload? There are really two we support today, PDFs and Excel files. And that's primarily because most brands and manufacturers, when they deliver product content to you, come in those two formats. PDFs are often delivered maybe early in the cycle when a manufacturer or brand is delivering a new product. They haven't published it to their website yet, and they're trying to convince you to make a purchase or a buying decision for the upcoming season. Excel files are often produced later in the process and generally hold information, I would say, in more structured and in-depth content around the product. And that could include information about the materials, country of origin, a whole host of information that they try to provide to you. So I'll show you a little bit about how we go about doing that today. So to give you some examples of documents and what they would look like, I'm going to show you an example of a PDF. So this is one document out here from Hoka, which is a manufacturer of running shoes. And what you'll see is this document contains really a bunch of information about their product line for an upcoming season and the associated products. So again, you'll see things like hero images, core technologies like MetaRocker, cushion midsole, active foot frame, etc. And then you get into some of the more specifics around the type of shoe and what it's used for, race day versus glide, which is going to have more cushioning or recovery. And then as you get in, you'll see in the different families information about each product. So in this case, you have descriptions, information about the different colors, style numbers, and some specifications about the products. So our goal, for example, with a PDF like this is to basically ingest as much information as we can from this document around the products and the technologies that were mentioned inside this. And so if you take a look at after this document was uploaded, what we can see is that we were able to actually capture 40 products and extract 9 technologies from that. So that's a pretty good hit in terms of information out of it. Now, in the case of a spreadsheet, a little different. Spreadsheets generally contain a lot of information, generally can be multiple columns, and these are often quite large. Some of them have up to 60, 70 different columns in it. And our goal with this is to pull out the products, so we extract the products. We don't generally find technologies in here or extract them from this. It's really kept to the PDFs. But with that, there's also a step in the middle, which we call kind of a human in the loop process, and that is to review the mapping. So when you initially upload a spreadsheet, you'll be prompted to review the mapping. And what we do in the system is we attempt to map that to our core data model. And so you'll see up here, we look for the product name, the brand, the SKU and the style, the description, the tagline, features, images, and the MSRP, along with any attributes that are specific. And so you'll see in this case, this is the actual spreadsheet data. So we generally try to pull in 5 to 7 rows of data just to make it easier when you're doing the mapping process, so you can see the kind of data. And what you can do is remove or take out information from the mapping. And we'll go through one of these in just a minute. But you can also adjust and see whether the LLM got this right up top. So that's a little bit about the differences between kind of the PDFs and the others. Now, to upload a document, you essentially go to the upload spot. You can drag files into here, or you can pull up the file viewer and pull something in. So in this case, I'm just going to pick Brooks, which is a manufacturer of running shoes. We'll upload this document, and this is going to put it up into our cloud data storage location. And once that's uploaded, we're going to kick off a background job, an ingestion job, as we call it. So the system will automatically route you to the job detail page so that you can monitor this progress. Now, you don't have to stay here. It will continue to run in the background. And it's a relatively large file in terms of the content in it. So this is probably going to run for about 3 or 4 minutes. But again, if we go back to the documents, what I wanted to show you was what happens when you upload a spreadsheet. Now, this particular one has a review required. So if I wanted to come in here and take a look and see what happened, essentially the LLM did a match on product name, okay, which looks accurate to here. There is no brand column in this. The brand in most spreadsheets is generally in the file name. So you'll see Yeti up here. So we will determine what the brand is during the import. Now, part number is generally, what the style number is for that particular product. And so they did correctly map that to Yeti part number. It did pull in product description correctly. And it did find a set of feature columns in here. And that's an array. So it mapped all 7 of those feature columns to here. There weren't any images or price or taglines found. And then again, if you want the dynamic attributes to stay in here, like color or launch season, you can leave those. I'm going to actually drop color because that's more of a SKU-based attribute. And then you can confirm this process. You can obviously reject it or cancel it and come back to it. But once I confirm it, it actually kicks off a job. And now it goes through and does the import of those products as well. So right now, we're kind of in a situation where we've got a couple of things that are actually running at this point. So that's really kind of how the upload process works and the mapping process works. Again, if you have any questions, you can post them on Discord or reach out to us and book a meeting. Thank you.